What's going on, guys? This is real estate Q&A. Real estate investing Q&A sessions week 64. Bringing you guys nothing but value as always on this Thursday. This lovely Thursday. Hello, how are you guys doing? Oh, Lord, remind me not to push this thing back to 6 o'clock ever again. Remind me not to do that. Because your boy is tired. Tired. How y'all doing? This is Real Estate Q&A Sessions week 64. 64 weeks in a row. Bring you guys nothing but consistent value. 64 times. That's what we like. Tighten. That's what we do here. Answering anything, everything real estate related. I am appreciative. I am happy that you guys have always supported me. You always show up. You always ask questions. You always hit the like button. You guys do all of that stuff. And I'm very much appreciative of the fact that you guys are the Real Estate Q&A fam. Now, as you can see, the only difference of today and what normally happens is, yes, the normal thing is that this is at 6. The normal thing is that we do this on Thursdays. The not normal thing is that this is at 6 o'clock p.m. So, normally we do it around 12 o'clock sharp, sometimes 12:10, sometimes, 12:05. But I ran into some issues out in the field today, and I could not make the 12 o'clock slot like normal. But yeah, that's just what happens, guys. Like when you're investing and you are renovating and you have multiple houses that you are working, stuff comes up. So normally I usually do the show out in the field, or that's what it's been like. For the last couple months. But look where we're at right now. We haven't did a show in here in a long time, in a very long time. But just happy to be home. That's where I am at 6 o'clock. Not out in the field. There is a cutoff because I get out in the field probably around 8 o'clock, 7:30, 8 o'clock. I'm not going to be out in the field past 6 if I can help it. Now, there's some times where you have to be, depending on what you got going on, depending on what is, broke or whatever, or you're trying to fix, whatever the case may be. But there's times where, yes, you are, I get home late. But anyway, so yes, back to the show. Thank you guys for showing up as always. Again, this is Real Estate Q&A Sessions week 64, the place where you can come and ask anything, everything real estate related. Doesn't really matter what you ask. You can ask anything as long as regarding real estate. I don't really care. This is for you guys, right? So utilizing this platform, to come and ask whatever questions you guys might have throughout the week, throughout the day. It is a free resource. I'm not asking you guys for any money. I'm not asking you to sign up for my course, or I'm not asking you guys to do any of that stuff. Right? That's not what this is about. This is about me spending my 1 hour, this is me doing my community service. This is community service for me, right? Community service, whether you're here or not, whether y'all show up or not, this is my community service. This is how I give back, right? There was a time where I did not have anybody that was giving free advice just willingly. And I remember that time. Hell, I remember now. I'm still making mistakes to this day, right? But they're not the mistakes I was making, 2 to 5 years ago. Yes, those mistakes aren't happening as much. But there's still some mistakes. But that's just the game. That's just how things roll. Guys, as a disclaimer, screenshot the show, let folks know what we're doing. Screenshot the show, let folks know what we're doing each and every Thursday. This is Real Estate Q&A Sessions. Once you screenshot, post a story, let folks know what we're doing. That brings more folks into the Q&A, and that's how we get more questions answered regarding real estate. Because you might not have thought to ask a question that somebody else might come in and ask, and therefore you get value. So again, we're answering anything, everything real estate related each and every Thursday. This is week 64. 64 weeks straight of doing this free resource. Pretty much you can ask anything, everything. Now, I am not a disclaimer. Disclaimer. As always, the same disclaimer is always given, which is I am not a guru. I'm not an expert. If you guys want to call me that, you can. I'm giving you the disclaimer. I just know a little bit more than your average person when it comes to this, real estate stuff. So yes, you can choose to listen. You can choose not to listen. That's completely up to you. Thank you guys for still showing up. Appreciative. Dre underscore Martins, what's going on? Ola G. Hello. How you doing? Mr. Thomas to you. What's going on? Underscore in Wilson. What's up? Appreciate you popping in here. Guys, yes, we are not at the 12 o'clock slot today. I had problems in the field, particularly with trying to obtain gas for my triplex. And I've been waiting for gas for that house for 8 months. 8 months I've been waiting to get gas at that triplex. Guess how long I've owned this triplex? Almost 2 years. And I have not had a tenant in there yet. I don't want to use this as a venting platform. Well, that house is the bane of my existence. Now, the reason I still have that house is because of the allure of what I'm supposed to be when it's fully functional and ready to go, what I am supposed to be getting out of it. I got it at a great deal. I renovated it. And in perfect condition with tenants, 3 tenants at the price that I got it at, my cash on cash return is somewhere anywhere between 22 and 25%. That doesn't make you get excited. I don't know what will when it comes to investing your money. You tell me where you're going to go and get 25% of the money you invested back every year. I'll wait. I will wait. Hold that thought. So, while you guys figure out where you're going to do that every year, get a 25% return on your money you invest, yes, I'll wait for that. But anyway, so that house I have been dealing with, and I've had every single thing that you can possibly imagine happen to that house has happened while, I've been going through the struggles of getting this damn thing rented, right? Renovated, rented, licensing, gas. So, one key thing to take note on this, right? When you guys are buying houses, you guys start, doing renovations and all that kind of stuff. Listen, don't let your houses sit. Don't let your houses sit. If you start, people they do one rehab, then they might do another rehab, and next thing you know, they like, oh, I'm feeling myself. Now they're doing 2 at a time. Now they're doing 3 at a time. It's great. That's awesome. But there is such thing as scaling too quickly. There is such thing as not having enough manpower to be able to take on 3 projects at a time, 4, 5. You might start one, get halfway, then go start another one. The point I'm trying to make is that when you have houses that are being renovated, and let's say you're renovating to either sell them and or rent them, when nobody's working in them, it's costing you money every day, depending on how you finance the deal. It's costing you time every day. And it also gets riskier and riskier Every single day that that house sits and nobody's working in it or it's not rented out, I am. I said I wasn't going to use this as a venting place. That house has been broken into 3 times already. Windows broken in, you know. I've had squatters in there. I've had stuff stolen out of there. I've had insect problems, mold problems, gas problems. I've been trying to get gas at this house for 8 months. And I just did the right thing. What doing the right thing does, it makes you wait 8 months. By going through the city to get gas meters put into that house, pressure tests, inspections, the utility company needing inspections, the utility company not being able to find inspection results, scheduling, getting service scheduled to break the branch line between the 2 houses, the 2 row homes. Waiting for that to happen a month. Then they come out and they take, instead of installing the meters and doing the breaking my branch service, cutting up the concrete and all that kind of stuff, they don't even install the meters. They just do the construction in the street to give me new gas line to the house. Then I have to get the gas meters scheduled to come back out so they can put them in. But then they come in that house and they say, well, the service techs or the service contractors that ran the new service to your house put the wrong size pipe in. And this and that and that. All wrong. Okay, who's the point of contact? Who's quarterbacking this, you know what I'm saying, this reschedule? Oh, you just have to call and complain. I don't like that. So, 8 months I've been dealing with trying to get gas into this triplex. Do not have your houses sit. Take care of all utility issues, gas meter issues, whatever the case may be. Because when you start talking about things that are out of your control, like the speed of your rehab, let me not say that. There are certain elements of a rehab that are in your control. Speed, how fast guys work, completion dates, all that kind of stuff. A lot of that, I'm not going to say it's 100% in your control, but you have vast control over that stuff. When we're talking about utilities to the property, scheduled permits, all that kind of stuff outside of your control, right? You're at the mercy of the inspectors. You're at the mercy of the city. You're at the mercy of the utility company. And how competent they are at doing their job, woo! Yes, I am. So yeah, I just have to laugh about it, Just gotta laugh about it now, but I'm crying on the inside. So anyway, outside of that, yes. Let's get off that house. So, yes, what did happen last week? We did purchase another house on Friday. And I did a little walkthrough. I did. So if you go look at my IG TV series, I think I posted a video of that house. Yes, I think I did. I can't remember. But it's not on my profile page. It is on the IGTV series spot, so check that out if you haven't looked at that yet. That house I haven't even got into. I know I just preached about getting into the house, doing your stuff ASAPidly. The great thing about this house is It's market ready. I can literally put it back on the market today and make a quick like 15, 20, 30 grand. You know what I'm saying? So that house is good. Like, I'm talking about getting into gut jobs, rehab, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I am going to get into that house probably next week. I'm okay with letting it sit for a week. Next week, I am probably going to be looking to get an HVAC system installed and get in there and do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's already painted. Floors, I can just... Floors, I can just poly, a little bit of touch-up paint, get some cabinets, granite countertops. I got a new stove in there. I got a new refrigerator in there. I got a perfect sink. Grass is no new windows. Roof fine. So yes, that's going to be a quick in and out. So I am in the process of looking for another deal right now, just to keep folks busy, on top of the contracting business, doing stuff with that. So little things here, little things there. Wrapping up a basement renovation right now for a client. Should be done in the next 2-3 days. It is busy season. Busy season, because people want stuff done and they want it done now. And I also have to take care of my stuff. So that's how busy I am. Any given moment throughout the day. But outside of that, guys, again, this is Real Estate Q&A Sessions week 64. Please feel free to ask anything, everything real estate related. I am on YouTube. I do have a video on YouTube. My first episode. I'm trying to figure out why. I'm not even trying to figure out. I posted it like I was supposed to last week, and I haven't gotten any views on it. I might have to look back at it and see if it actually posted publicly, because I've been thinking about that. Why have I not gotten any views on that video yet? I'll check after this, because I have a sneaky suspicion that I probably listed it as unlisted or not public, and that's why. So yeah. I took care of my responsibilities. You guys put the pressure on me last week to get my stuff uploaded, and I did. And so there was no apology videos from me. There was none of that. I didn't have to do that. I did what I said. Accountability at its finest. Yes, and that stuff got taken care of. So what happens when you do the show at 6 o'clock in the afternoon or evening? Yes, I'm quite tired. There's a little lesson I want to talk to you guys about. And it's all about being thorough, right? It's all about being thorough. And now, I'm not telling you guys this from the perspective that I am the most thorough cat that does this. No, no, right? But I will tell you that I have learned or I've seen some things that, if you're not thorough, can cost you. Case in point, I had a customer call me. That was a referral through somebody else, right? They wanted some work done. Well, the story is, hey, I don't live in the city. I don't live in Baltimore. I bought this house in March on hard money. I hired a GC. That GC, we had a scope of work. You guys probably already know where this is going. I had a scope of work. This GC started doing work on the house. And, supposedly was, supposed to pull permits and do the demo, pretty much do the whole house. Right now, it wasn't a gut job, but it was, actually, the house wasn't really bad. Outside of the basement being flooded, but, decent project to work on, about, I think the budget was like $30K or something. And the budget was spot on. I look at the scope of work, everything was spot on. Well, The GC was supposed to do rough-ins for your the rough-in electric, rough-in plumbing, and the rough-in mechanicals, along with the other things that come with the rehab. Great, cool, fine, right? Well, GC skipped out. Nowhere to be found, nowhere to be heard of. He basically finished putting. He ran all the electric. Supposedly did the plumbing, or whatever plumbing was supposed to be put on there, and then he ran the ductwork for the system, for the mechanical system. But he skipped out. So here we are. It is basically August. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it's August. She paid the contractor. He skipped out on her. She's in a hard money loan. And hard money loans, guess what? You're making interest payments every month. What do we talk about at the very beginning of the show? If you are using bridge money and you are not in your rehab working every single day that goes by and there's not a hammer that's swung in there, it's going to cost you. It costs you every day. Every day. So, you can imagine that if contractor A skipped out on her at whatever time he skipped out on her, which I'm assuming was either probably 2 months ago, 3 months ago, she has not had anybody swinging a hammer in that house for at least a month or two. Starts eating at your holding costs start killing you, right? Now you start getting a little bit like, hey, I got to put somebody in here now. Well, here I come, right? I go check out the house. I see what's there. Actually, me and my guy, Nesting Wisely, no free shout-outs, but shout-out to my man, Deontay. We went over there, checked it out. Pulled up the information to find whether or not Buddy, contractor one, had pulled permits just at the very beginning. You guys know the answer. You guys know the answer. Mans did not pull any permits. Mans did not pull any permits. And all of the electric was already done. All of the mechanicals, basically 90%, well, 80% of the mechanicals was already done. The plumbing was done. So now you're in a situation where you have all your rough-in stuff done. Most of it done. But there's been no inspections. There's been no rough-in inspections. And normally what happens is if you're pulling permits for your MEPs, there's a rough-in inspection, which is where all the stuff that goes behind the walls, plumbing, electric, mechanicals, you put that stuff in after you're done framing. So everything's exposed. When you frame, there's no walls up. There's walls, but they're framing walls. So everything, you can run electric however you need to run it because there's no drywall in the way. Same thing with plumbing, same thing with mechanicals. Well, after you're done with that, after you're done with rough-ins, you are supposed to get an inspection if you had pulled permits for the work you were doing. It's called a rough-in inspection. Basically, inspectors want to come out and they want to view the MEP work, rough-in MEP work that you did before you close the walls up to ensure that stuff is done the right way. Because once you close the wall up, you can't see anything. You can't see behind the walls. So that's why the rough-in inspection is important, to ensure that the work is done the correct way, the right way. And so once you get down the road and you do your finals, they already know that whatever work was done inside of the walls, it's been inspected, it's been cleared out, it's been good. That's the process for your MEP rough-in final inspections. That's the process. That's how it's supposed to be done. Well, guess what? Buddy didn't do that. Didn't pull permits. He went in there and he did all the electric, plumbing, mechanicals, skipped out. Now you're in a situation where you need somebody to pick back up. You need somebody to pick this work up so you can continue working. Well, your dilemma now is, do you go permit or do you not? I'm going to sit here on Al Green's, not Al Green's. I'm going to tell you guys, you know, the right thing you should do is pull permits. The right thing you should do is pull permits. And in doing so, if you pull permits right now at the point where everything's, not everything, but most of the stuff is exposed, now you're in a situation where you have to find somebody that's going to stamp off on that work that they didn't do. So I would have to come in there and say, let's get this rough-in inspection. I am the guy who did the work. Or it's going to be a situation where it's, I don't want to claim this work. I don't want to claim this electric, this plumbing, this mechanical. I don't want to claim any of that. You need to rip, in order for me to do this job, you need to rip all this out. And then I reinstall everything, but I can write it off as my work. I'm okay with that. I'm okay doing that. I'm not comfortable taking credit for anybody else's work, because if I sign off on that MEP work that was done and whoever the guy is that did it and there's a problem and the inspector comes out and says there's an issue, guess whose name's on it? My name. So you see how the client is in a conundrum. They're in a conundrum. That's why I tell you guys, pull your permits. Pull your permits. Pull your permits. But more importantly, even if you're not pulling permits, because there's cats out here not pulling permits all day. I am guilty. I ain't giving y'all no addresses, but I'm guilty. But anyway, even if you're not pulling permits, the whole point of me telling you guys this story about the conundrum that this customer is in is that you have to be thorough. And if you're not living in the city, if you're not living in the city that you're investing in, and you are hiring a GC in a city, I'm sorry, if you don't live in a city where you're investing and you are hiring a GC that's supposed to take care of X, Y, and all of Z, and you're not thoroughly checking to check behind them to see if they're pulling permits, if they're getting their inspections, all that stuff is posted, then you're going to end up screwing yourself, because just like this lady, she's in a conundrum. I have guys that won't touch that work unless it's ripped out. They're not stamping off on none of that stuff because it's not their work. Now guess what? I have to rip it out, and you have to pay for that material again. You have to pay for that material again. Or, it's really like three options. The third option is you just say, screw it, I'm not pulling permits, and keep it all in there, finish the house. I'll deal with whatever down the road. That's an option. But now you run the risk of, one, working without permits, upset neighbors calling, code enforcement on you. That's happened to me 3 times. Getting stop work orders. I've gotten stop work orders before. Don't think it can happen to you, because just you might swing a hammer a little bit too loud one morning, and the person across the street, 311, and now you got code enforcement riding by your house, and they said, "Oh, we heard construction noise. 123 Main Street. Do they have a permit? No, they don't got a permit. Stop work order on the front of your door. $1,500 fine. Is that what you want? Because that's what you're opening yourself up to, right? The likelihood I'm just gonna say it happens. It happens. The other thing is that dang, I almost lost the train of thought. Oh, yes, you leave yourself open to that. But let's say you finish the rehab. Let's say you finish the rehab and you're flipping it. Well, guess what? Got buyers looking at a house. They love it. Oh, great. Yeah. Well, what's happening nowadays? Agents are asking, hey, I see this is a renovated house. Did you guys pull permits on this house? Oh, you didn't? Well, let me go talk to my clients about that. Hey, I don't think you should be buying this house because they didn't pull no permits on this. And who knows what's behind those walls, and who knows how long stuff's going to be held up before it breaks or whatever the case may be. Now you're losing out on buyers. So, all I'm saying is this. All I'm saying is this. In that situation, we quoted her. We quoted her to basically rip out everything and we redo it. Now, I ain't saying there's nothing wrong, there's stuff wrong, but ripping out everything, all the MEP work, and we going back in there and putting it in ourselves, we can stamp off on it, do permits, get it done the right way. Her budget was X. Already spent the money for this MEP work. Ductwork's in, all electrics all in there, plumbing's all in there. Couple small issues here and there, but it's all in there. All that material's all in there. Ripping it out and putting all new stuff in there. Guess how much that budget went over her initial budget? Guess how much? $27,000. $27,000. Do I have to say it again? $27,000. That's how much over her budget is going to be in order to do this house the right way. That's a lesson that'll cost you. That's a lesson you don't want to ever repeat again. That's a lesson you actually don't really even want to be a part of anymore. Like, you don't even want that to happen for you to even learn that lesson. The best way you can learn that lesson is by listening to this story and not letting it happen to you. Contractors don't like picking up where other people left off. Just an FYI. And if they do, don't think you're getting it done for cheap. Don't think that if I have to hire if you had work done and now you need somebody else to come in and fix the work that your previous guy did and or pick up where he left off and now I have to claim this work, don't think you get it for a discount. Don't think it's going to happen cheap. I am a contractor. I know. So where her budget was, whatever, now to get things done the right way, her budget is $27,000 over. If she was to enlist her service, if I was to enlist my services to her, I think that's how it goes. So, guys, this could have been prevented. This could have been prevented in multiple occasions. Well, multiple parts of the rehab, because he started doing demo, he did some framing, he ran the electric, all the electric, he ran all the mechanicals, and he did whatever plumbing. Hell, after demo, if he's supposed to be pulling permits, after demo work is done, actually before any work's done, and I'm paying you to pull permits, when are you gonna have the permits pulled? right? Don't start no work until you've pulled the necessary permits. Oh, well, you're bull jiving. So basically, don't pass go. Don't go to chapter 1. Don't go to chapter 2, 3, 4, or 5 if you haven't pulled the damn permits. Hell, you ain't even getting paid. So, huge lesson to learn in this, guys. Now, what she does, I don't know. I might have to work out the price and get it a little cheaper. You know, it's not easy when you have a set budget and now you get told that the work that you essentially paid for previously is not permanent work, wasn't checked, you can't validate nothing, and it's going to cost you an extra $27,000 more to remedy the situation. That's not something I want to hear. That's not something any of you guys want to hear. So, apologies if I belabor the point. Y'all got to be thorough. You got to check your contractors. You got to make sure that people are being accountable. Are you doing what you said you are going to do? I have 4 things. I have literally 4 things when it comes to my business or businesses and hiring contractors. 4 things, right? They're principles to me at this point. 1, you have to be accountable. So if you say you're going to do something, I'm expecting you to do it. That's number 1. That's what I look for in my contractors. Are you accountable? I let you know straight up. Are you accountable? If you say you're going to do something, you do it. If you say you're going to show up at the job site at 2 o'clock, or not 2, 8 o'clock, 7:30, that's what I'm expecting. Based off what you say, the reason why I need you to be accountable is because based off what you tell me, when things are going to be complete, when you're showing up, if you're doing this, if you're doing that, I revolve everything else around what you tell me. Everything else shifts. So if you don't do what you say you're going to do, it screws up this, that, and the third that I've set up around what you said or the expectations that you set. So, number 1, are you accountable, contractor? I'm going to say, yeah. But anyway, the accountability portion, you can ask contractors, are they accountable? 100% of them are going to say yes. You find out if they're accountable through their actions. Hey, we're supposed to, if you're meeting for the first time, very easy. First test. Supposed to meet at 123 Main Street at 8 o'clock. They show up at 8:05. They show up at 8:10. There you go right there. Accountability. Are they accountable? So, yes, back to the 4 things that I'm looking for in my contractors so we can avoid the mistake that this lady has found herself in that we might have to remedy, and it's going to cost her an extra $27,000. 1, are you accountable? 2, you got to show up. Ain't no work getting done if you don't show up, baby. I'm not swinging the hammers, I'm paying. Now, y'all know me. I get in there and I work sometimes. Well, it used to be a lot. Now I'm transitioning not to doing that. But you have to show up as a contractor. You got to show up. And guess what? If you're hiring contractors and they're working your jobs and they're not showing up, or they're showing up whenever they want to, you will lose. 4 things. Remember, I'm trying to help y'all out. Y'all can take it, y'all leave it. Don't matter to me. Right? The 3rd thing is pricing. Pricing. You don't have to be the most expensive, and you don't have to be the cheapest. Just have decent pricing. And the last thing is workmanship. You have to have good workmanship. Now, you're going to get some tweeners that, might have okay workmanship, but you place them accordingly. if I know you have okay workmanship, I'm not placing you on a rehab. I might put you on a rental, renovation, or handyman work, but I know that you're not going to go do full-scale renovations. Fine, I can work with that. Right? So those are the four things. Really, the two most important things are the two that I gave you, the first two. You can negotiate pricing, and you can work around workmanship. You know what I'm saying? But these first two, you can't get around. That's being accountable and showing up. That's the number 1, 2 qualities out of the 4 that I won't budge on. Won't budge on it. So had this guy been accountable and did what he said he was going to do, permits would have been pulled. Had this guy shown up and continued to work the job, she wouldn't be in this predicament. Don't matter about the price, don't matter about the workmanship. Well, it does matter. But you can work around that stuff, right? And guess what? With the workmanship, if you're accountable and your workmanship's not the greatest, or there's something that needs, and you're an accountable person, then guess what? You can essentially fix the work. So, great lesson today. I hope that you took this. I was rambling. Guys, if this is your first time, this is Real Estate Q&A Sessions week 64. I've been doing this thing 64 weeks in a row. 64 weeks in a row. I've been doing a Real Estate Q&A session every Thursday. This is not the normal time. It's not the normal time. It's not the normal time. It's not the normal time. Don't come here next week at 6 o'clock thinking that I'm going to be on here. I'm not. It's at 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock's on Thursday. Sometimes, we tween over into, 12:05, 12:10, 12:15. Just depends, right? But nonetheless, 12 o'clock Thursdays, every single Thursday for 64 weeks straight. My goal is 100. Give you guys an hour of my time. I am not a real estate guru. I am just your average Joe that knows a little bit more than normal people that don't invest. That's it. So that's my disclaimer. I'm never too high, never too low. Right in the middle. That's how you do it, right? Disclaimers. Guys, housekeeping rules. If you're watching this is your first time, housekeeping rules. I only got one housekeeping rule. That's it. That's really it. Screenshot me, post it to your story, let folks know what we're doing each and every week. Because when somebody comes in new that didn't ask a question that you didn't think to ask, and that question gets answered, guess what? Now you have more value. That's why you came here, right? For value. And by all means, get back to you. I'm free. Speaking of the devil, that is the customer right there. Just text me. Trying to get back to me, trying to figure out if I can work out a lower price. Anyway. Yes, please feel free. Well, I ran before an hour because this was a lesson session. I just had to let y'all know about this $27,000 lesson that is coming this customer's way. But yes, in general, guys, please feel free to ask anything, everything, real estate related. I don't care if you're trying to buy your first house, 10th house, loans, contractors, rehabbing, rentals, birth strategy. I have done enough. I have a portfolio that is comprised of, y'all thought y'all was going to catch me slipping. I don't ever tell y'all how many doors I got. Just know your boy got doors. Just know your boy got doors. That's all you need to know, right? That's all you need to know. So, yes, normally folks ask questions right there in the comment section area or where the question mark is. Guys, remember, I'm not asking y'all for y'all bread. I'm not asking y'all for y'all bread. I could, very much well could. I can have a course out here. I can have platform and, books and coaching. I can have all that. But it ain't about that. Well, maybe down the road. But it's not about that, right? Because even if I was to do any of those things later, definitely not coaching. but maybe a small product, maybe. Even if I was to do that, I'm still doing a real estate Q&A session every Thursday for my hour. This is how I give back. This is how I help you guys not make a $10,000 mistake or a $27,000 mistake. I've made them. Does not feel great. So, take advantage. Where else can you get this? Maybe on Clubhouse. But then you're also in rooms with a whole bunch of other people, and you don't know if the person that you're talking to is really in the mix. Listen, y'all know I'm out there in the field. I'm in the field. I am in the field. If you don't know, check my Instagram. If you don't know, check my stories. And if you really want to know, pull up on me. I'm out in the field every day. Pull up on me. Pull up on me. I'm out in the field every day. In other news, Lana got her license. 2 agents in one house. Oh, snap, my battery. My battery's about to die. But, yes. Lane has her license. And that makes 2 agents in one house. Therefore, the takeover is coming. The takeover is coming. It's about to get real out here in the field. So, yes, that is why, guys, if you really want to do this stuff, if you really want to get into real estate, do it. Doesn't have to be an agent. You can be an appraiser. You can be an inspector. You can go. There's a lot of different things you can do. Hell, I know people that fly drones for investors and take pictures of aerial pictures and videos for listings and or for roof inspections. So yes, outside of that, guys, that is a wrap. My battery is literally about to die, and I have to call this customer back and try to break some stuff down for her. But always remember what I said. That is a key component to alleviating some of the bumps and bruises that are 100% going to come your way as you start your investment journey. I am not lying to you. Anybody that tells you that they are out here investing and living the life and not having any problems is lying to you. Lying, unless they have buku bread and that bread gets rid of all their problems. I'm here to keep it funky with y'all, as I've always done for 64 weeks straight. All right, guys. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace, love, and happiness. And always remember, love your family. Love your loved ones. Spend time with them. This money is great. But the people that surround you, the people that love you, they're even more important. All right. Peace, love, and happiness. See y'all next week.